kind of interesting.
Yeah.
You know, this really isn't your target audience. This audience here is having 1 to 1.5 children.
Did you ask everyone how many kids they were having?
Yeah, 1 to 1.5.
You asked everyone here and they all said 1 to 1.5?
No, that's what I'm saying. This group, yeah.
Why would you say this is not your target audience if you don't know what my target audience is?
Well, you need to go in the neighborhoods where they're having fun.
My target audience is all humans, everywhere humans exist. What about still having kids but not biologically? What about like adoption or fostering?
Oh yeah, I mean actually like I've been intrigued. I think she was surprised because she thought that I would like want to replicate my own image, but I was kind of like, you know, doesn't pregnancy kind of suck? Like wouldn't she maybe just want to adopt a kid?
Same. Okay, I've never had children, but just being someone with a fucking uterus, I'm like, that's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah,
So.
I felt a little bad. I will say we took a step probably in the wrong direction because we just got a dog, which is the first living creature that we're taking care of, and we ended up going the breeder route, which
oh no,
but we're first time dog owners. We didn't really want to. I'm honestly not sure that we were equipped to take care. Well, I live in San Francisco, and like a lot of the pound dogs they have different issues and stuff like that, and I feel like next dog I'm down. So maybe we do a mix on the kids too.
Yeah.
I feel like first kid you got to start with a completely blank slate.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well,
is that in support or like angry?
No,
yeah, we get mostly support. I don't think she's even ever seen anyone get angry at us.
I mean, it'd be ironic to have a man in my. They're usually like normal until like telling me I can't like have children. Like look me in the eye and tell me I need to have children.
Yeah.
But as far as as far as the dogs and the children go, for dogs, if that's part of your criteria, like I just want a dog who's not gonna come with a bunch of issues. If you put in the effort, the pound route, you'll definitely find them. It might not be the very first time you go, but you'll find them. Like they're available.
Yeah.
And same thing with humans too. I mean, it could be more difficult with humans, especially if it's like the foster care system, like a teenager. That can be that's like the hardest.
Yeah.
But if thank you. But like say they were a baby or something, I think that would be like a pretty safe bet.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
actually, the kids can be a solution too. I guess that's my point.
What do you mean by that?
Don't drop all our problems on future generations, but can't they be a solution though?
I mean, we're just seeing things getting worse and worse. Yeah. I mean, you had the climate strike today with about over 1,000 or so youth, but they're just doing the chant, what do we want? Climate justice, when do we want it now? It's just words, it's not doing anything.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are saying we need electric cars, renewable energy, and that's just a tiny drop in the bucket. I mean, when you look at the environmental impact of electric cars compared to oil cars, it's better, but not by a whole lot when you factor in everything. Yeah. And I mean, these things that are killing the environment more than anything are too big to fail.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's just so many of us. We're the most resource demanding species, and it's not right to put the burden on future generations when they had nothing to do with making this.
Yeah.
And I talked
our
to
3 kids, we're giving them the resources so they can friggin' fix stuff.
Yeah,
that's
I mean, you owe it to them for bringing them into existence.
That's right, and that's why we were happy when we were just cleaning out our son's room. We found a bunch of condoms in his drawer.
Yeah.
I'm just like, just.
You should offer.
You should. It's like we're happy about that. It's like this is good. It's fine. Yeah.
You should offer to pay for a vasectomy for him. It's not that much money.
I'm not great kids though.
What about adoption? That's a kid for you.
I know. You bring up a good point. Considering that we tell our kids don't go to a dog breeder rescue.
Exactly. Same concept.
You've planted a seed of thought, and it's true.
Thank you.
It's true. It's true. That's true. That's a really good point.
Yeah. It's really, the burden really shouldn't be on the woman, like messing with her hormones and risking pregnancy and all that. I think people should make peace with the idea of either not having children, or if you want to care for a life other than your own when you get older, foster or adopt humans or other animals, or a combination of the two. There's so much life out there that could really use like a safety net and everything.
Yep.
So did y'all want a card for the website at all?
Yeah, sure, for sure.
Yeah, and you definitely tell your son to check it out too.
Oh, will do. Yeah. Thanks for spending your evening looking for some better for all of us.
Climate justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Climate justice! When do we want it? Now!
What brings y'all out here today?
Well, we're protesting the climate change. We're coming here from our school and becoming absent to show that we don't appreciate what's happening to our planet, and we would like to have it habitable and livable for us in the future.
Yeah, we're trying to make change happen now because climate change is a really real thing, and if we don't do something now, you know, we're not going to have a planet to live on, and it's really important that we take care of our planet.
And how long for each of y'all has climate change been a concern?
Ever since I learned about it, really. A long time ago, several years ago. Like, I lived in Texas, and when I visited, like, before I moved here, and when I visited recently, it had gotten much hotter, so I can see the effects happening in front of me.
What's up?
We're gonna burn up.
What's gonna burn up?
All the kids.
Because of the climate change?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what I keep telling people. It's gonna get hotter and hotter every single year.
Look at it, it's 30 freaking 2 degrees and it's nighttime.
Yeah, and it's amazing how many people care more about parenthood status than their actual children. So they'd still rather have kids so they can have that status.
You do your best to make it to like the human species.
Yeah, but there's so much that you can't control. You were just talking about climate change a second ago. What are you going to do for kids about climate change? A lot of kids and teenagers these days have severe eco-anxiety, and it's only going to get worse.
Yeah.
What's so funny about that?
Eco-anxiety.
That's real. You think it's funny?
Yeah, I do actually.
Why is that funny?
Yeah.
Why is it funny?
Anxiety.
Why is anxiety about the future of the planet, about having clean water, having food, not like overheating, having a place to live? How is that funny? A lot of kids have anxiety over it. The world's collapsing. Why is that funny?
Yeah, because the opportunity for life is a treasure and you shouldn't fucking just spit on it like you are. Like,
have y'all ever heard of eco-anxiety?
Yes, I have.
Would you say you have eco-anxiety?
Yes, I do. Very much so.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. A lot of people believe, at least us as just individuals, the worst thing we can do to contribute to climate change is actually having kids, bring new human life onto this planet. How do y'all feel about that?
I feel that is definitely something that's true. More humans means more consumption. Like, you can't have a human alive today without contributing at least a little bit to climate change. So, yeah, if we lower the population, then that definitely will help.
Yeah. I agree with that. I agree.
And how do you all feel about kids who are born today?
Well, I don't despise them, but I think that, first of all, we should stop limiting access to abortions, for example, because that is at least adding a little bit of children to the population. And I feel like a lot of people, they can have a loving relationship without a child, and even though that is technically the evolutionary reason for existence, right, just to reproduce, we can have a fulfilling life without having children, right? And we have plenty of people on Earth. We don't need any.
And do you think that, because most environmental organizations, they're talking about like the kind of stuff that you've talked about so far, like you know, replacing gas-based cars with electric cars, and like, you know, biking more, public transportation, that kind of stuff. But none of them are mentioning abstaining from having children, and you know, not saying you can't have kids, you can still adopt and stuff, but they're not even mentioning that. Do you think that's an injustice to the cause and really just to the world at large, given that they're being silent on that topic?
I think so. I think one main reason they're doing it is not because they don't think that people, that they don't think like you and me, like we shouldn't be having as many kids, but that they don't want. They're already facing a lot of backlash, and they have a lot of difficulty getting their points across anyways, right? Like, look at our country. We've been trying for many years to turn this thing around, and they haven't worked so far. And so if we add, you're not allowed to have kids anymore, like, well, that's not what we're saying, but like, if we add that,
encouraging people, non-coercively.
If we're saying that, then that will make it a lot harder for us to get it done, even harder than we're doing right now, right?
Yeah.
I promote adoption. I think there's so many kids out there that don't have homes, and like, I think if you want a family, and I think that like adopting is so great, you know, for the kids, and like, you know, in the environment too. You know, we're gonna have less population because we're just gonna adopting kids. You know, adopting kids who need homes, and I think that's really good for the environment and for those kids and just everything in general.
Hi, how's it going?
My nephew just got married.
Uh-huh.
I wrote my family a long email. Look at this line. For that matter, I hardly believe in the whole concept. And as for kids, no, 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 and no. Dogs are fine.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
or
Peter.
any other animal in need, you know?
I'm with you.
Thank you.
So great. I just had the whole conversation with my mom, like, so I don't think I'm gonna have kids.
Yeah, good for you. That's amazing. Well, congratulations. Yeah, check out the website. I think you'll really like it.
You should check out the website. Yeah.
So like you're standing up for not having children.
Yes. Yeah. We actually like encourage people to not create new life and kind of take care of, you know, existing life that's already here right now. So we're definitely like pro-choice, of course. Like we don't want to force anyone to do anything they don't want to do, but we just want to encourage people to like critically think about the implications of bringing somebody else onto this earth right now, and like the implications for them, everyone else that's on this planet, the animals, you know, the earth itself. So yeah.
That's an interesting perspective. You don't hear that very often. We don't have kids.
We're doing it.
That's amazing.
But most people are like,
yeah,
the natural progression is you have to get married and then have children, and you know, and it's always pressure to have kids. Of course, we're not going to now, but at one point it was, when you guys having kids? So it's interesting to see the opposite.
Yeah. We definitely want to validate, like, you know, alternative choices, because like people think that we're, you know, obligated to, you know, have kids and, like you said, get married and like do all of these things. But we've just kind of created that societal pressure for ourselves, when in reality, like, we can do whatever we want, and, you know, there's nothing wrong with not having children, and, you know, you can still have a fulfilling life and a loving, you know, a loving relationship and all of that stuff.
Lots of different things.
Totally, yeah. You can, like, families come in all different shapes and sizes and forms, so, you know, there's not like one set standard, so you can create your own family in that way. So, yeah, that's so amazing. Well, yeah, check out the website. I think you guys would really like it.
Thanks so much.
Thanks. You too.
That's the perfect one. Pardon me. What's the part that doesn't agree with it? And it's not about...
No, the boldness of it, but in reality, yes. Yes, I believe that if there's so many people, kids, everything suffering out there, yes. If you can't take care of your kids, you can't, you know, take care of yourself, you shouldn't be bringing any other kids in. I get it. I believe it. I mean, I'm a single father. I was for so long that I have 5 kids from different moms. Yes.
Yeah.
And they keep having kids. So I agree what you're saying. But kind of hits me too, like, stop having kids, because I have amazing kids. No, and I want to have 10 more. God forbid.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and the thing is, though, is kids don't stay children forever. Like, they, you know, we turn into adult, you know, adult humans. So it's not necessarily anything like against children per se. It's like the fact that, you know, we don't really like consider very much when we, you know, bring new life onto this earth. You know, like, we don't critically think about it. We don't, like, you know, really examine what the possible consequences would be for that new person. And
so this is the part that got me. This, I don't agree with it, but that part was, are we supposed to not have kids to help other people?
Part of what antinatalism is it's desire not to bring any more suffering into the planet, suffering as a species.
Of course.
Because, unfortunately, it's
because I got 2 messages when I came in here.
Yeah.
I got the message that I'm a single dad.
Yeah.
Yes, mom's over there that lost custody of me.
Yeah.
I'm a Latino dad. Like, it doesn't happen all the time.
We're not vilifying.
Right? But I mean, my that's one of my girls over there.
Yeah.
Their mom had like 3 other kids. Shouldn't have had them. Gotten them taken away. Stop having kids. I agree with that part. I agree with that part. But it's me myself. I want to have more kids.
Yeah.
I do.
Well.
I do. And then what I got from that is stop having kids to help other people,
to help like existing life right now, because what we're doing is we aren't fixing a lot of the shit that we've created for ourselves and future generations. So the more we bring, you know, new people onto this earth without fixing anything that, you know, any issues, and I think at this point, like, a lot of the shit we've ruined is beyond repair. So I think, like, by bringing new people onto this earth, we are literally giving them all of these problems that we've created and putting it on them. Some people actually have children. Yeah.
Put on us by ours.
But see, in my perspective, like I told you, so if you look at every corner of this thing, actually all my kids are working in this corner. Yeah, it's fantastic. I'm telling you, I love my kids. But and when we come close to, when we come downtown or see somebody homeless or something, my kids are always first to give. And Dad, can we not? Can we do more? And I sit there and say, sorry, no. I'm here for you guys, not for them. Right. Which is against whatever I read. Might have read it wrong, but I'm here for you guys, not them. Why? Because they're gonna change it around, which they already are.
Yeah, but it's not really their.
Is that they're expected to turn it around.
Yeah.
So you've introduced them to a world where they have to turn things around.
Yeah.
Which I think most parents should. Yeah. Most parents ignore that because if we can't change the next generation around, then we're screwed. So I think most parents should educate their kids in that. Well, we think we should help that person, but in reality, we should educate our kids. We're gonna help you so that you can help that person one day and help 20 more million people.
Yeah.
But in reality, us as people, and I know this because I know a lot of advocates, it's we're sitting there, we're gonna help the people because we think that the next generation is lost. But it's not lost if we guide them.
Well, I mean, it's not even just whether, like, they need guidance or not. I think, like, obviously as young people, young humans, like, we all need guidance, of course, but it's not even just that, but it's also, like, the actual, like, physical world that we're leaving behind for them as well, too. You know, like, the level of scarcity that they are likely to face when it comes to water and food and just, like, the basic resources that we need to just live our lives. And again, you know, like, it's great that, I think it's, you know, great that you're showing that, you know, like, teaching them all of these things, but you know, it's not really their responsibility to, like, fix shit, just like it wasn't like he was saying, it's not my responsibility to fix any problems that my parents created and so on and so forth. So we're just putting all of this responsibility on, like, young people. And, like, yes, we need to teach them how to, like, be decent humans, but we also have to be decent humans as well, too, right? Because if we don't fix our shit and, like, we continue at the rate that we are with everything that we're doing with consuming and just destroying everything that's kind of around us, like, they might not have a future. Like, the children that you want to bring into this world, like, they might not have an actual future because everything could be destroyed. So, and, like, it's a really scary thought.
It's a gray line there. Very gray line. Very, very.
Yeah.
I agree with you guys.
Yeah.
But a part of me is sitting there pretty bold.
Yeah.
Very bold. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Well, I feel like for me personally, like, I look at it as, like, the children that I'm not having, I'm doing it because I love them, because I don't want to bring them into this world where I can't guarantee their safety. I can't guarantee that they'll be good humans. I can't guarantee anything for them. I can try my hardest to do everything I can, and, you know, they can still have it really, you know, like, just not have the future that we, you know, would consider desirable. So for me, like, I love my unborn children by, like, not having them, you know?
So right here, if I were to ask you, what does that mean? Stop having kids.org.
Yeah. So,
but what does that mean to me? If I tell you I have 2 kids in university, one of them is going to be a doctor. He's actually in his 4th year. To be a pediatrician for kids, and the other one is a psychologist for children. and I have a whack ton of kids, and I plan on having more. The other one's going to be a dentist, but he says 4 kids.
Yeah.
So you to tell me to stop having kids?